In a city of constant movement, where time rushed past without pause and people vied for prestige and position, a sculptor lived a simple life alone in a small workshop. His art was the envy of many, its beauty capturing the essence of life hidden within soulless stone. For weeks, months, and sometimes years, he would work on a single piece, chipping away at blocks with painstaking precision. Many of those who envied his skill also thought him slow and chatted about his wasted life, all while trading gold for his works and proudly displaying them in their mansions for everyone to see. One day, a young apprentice arrived at his door eager to learn. "Teach me your craft," she said. "I want to create masterpieces that people will envy and display in glass cases." The sculptor nodded and handed her a chisel. "Start with this block. But first, you must tell me, what do you see in it?" The apprentice frowned. "It's just a block of stone. It's tan and it's rough and it's plain." The master sculptor smiled but said nothing, leaving her to her work. For days, the apprentice struck the stone aimlessly, carving shallow grooves and patterns with no clear direction or further guidance. Each evening the apprentice laid awake, discouraged by her lack of progress and seething over the sculptor's lack of direction. Her frustration grew, until one day the young apprentice lashed out in a fit of rage against the master. "All I wanted was to learn from you, and you've taught me nothing. You asked an impossible question, then did nothing but smile as I wasted my time beating on this rock. You never even told me how to get started." The sculptor, unfazed by her anger, gestured toward a half-finished piece in the corner of the room. The figure of a young woman emerged from partially carved stone. The woman's face serene, her hands open as if releasing something powerful but unseen. "When I looked at my stone, I saw her," he explained. "My job is not to create her, it is to reveal her." The apprentice tilted her head, puzzled. "But how can you see what isn't there?" The sculptor's tone remained steady. "It is there. You must learn how to see." He rested one hand on the apprentice's scarred stone and the other on her shoulder. "Only when you learn to see what is inside will the world see a masterpiece as it was meant to be seen." As days turned into weeks, the apprentice studied her stone. She spent hours staring at it, searching for hints of life within its rough surface. She ran her hands over the edges and held her ears against the cold sides, hoping to hear it whisper a hint about its true self. She poured water over it and rubbed it with cloth and linen. She spoke to it, hoping to coax a clue past the hard shell hiding its essence. Still, the rock remained silent. One day, while the sculptor was away, the apprentice held the heavy stone in her hands. Other than a shimmer of freshly poured water rippling across its sides, the stone looked the same. Then she saw it, glistening above the surface. It was her face, reflected in the water she had poured over it. Immediately, she began working on a piece of her own, a bird in mid-flight. She felt the rhythm of the chisel, the vibration of the stone under her touch. She saw the bird fly. She heard the bird sing. She lost herself in the process, and the rest of the world faded away. Days later, the sculptor found her standing before her finished work, her hands trembling. "I think I found it. Look what I created," she said with neither amazement nor pride, but with hopeful certainty. The sculptor examined the bird, noting the way its wings seemed to beat against motionless air, frozen in a moment of suddenly realized freedom. "Yes, you found it," he said. His eyes and lips smiled in harmony. "However, always remember, you did not create this bird, just as I did not create my own masterpiece." He paused and placed his finished work next to hers. "Instead, you freed it.